happened in the Capitol at the White House on the 6th of January. Do you remember any footage of the mob that was unleashed?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean the one that invaded the White House?
Yes.
Yeah, the fella with the horns.
Yeah, there were like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But imagine that kind of mob.
Yeah.
Okay? Now imagine that kind of mob is right there in front of you. Yet, you have the guts to go and make a speech that is going to make them furious.
Wow.
How would you do that?
Well, especially with this skin color. I don't think I would.
Yeah, you rest your case.
I don't think I would.
Yes, yes. But there's a man who's got the right skin color.
He's got the right skin tone to do this.
Yes, yes, yes. And well, somewhere in his bloodline, he was an immigrant, but not anymore. He's celebrated. He's loved for his movies and his acting. And he is...
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Yep. And right now, what you can see is a speech. And this has happened today. This is a speech that Robert De Niro is giving outside the courthouse where the Trump hush money trial is going on right now. And let's listen to...
That does not work, and we all know that. He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault. And just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse. And on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake. That's the tyrant he's telling us he'll be. And believe me, he means it. When Trump ran in 2016, it was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen. We'd forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance. And this is not a threat. This is a reality. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
Okay.
New Yorkers used to tolerate...
So he's saying that Donald Trump is actually going to not only destroy New York City, and he's speaking as a New Yorker, but destroy the country and destroy the world. Now, there are a lot of people out there who are followers of Trump. They are going to vote for Trump. They want to vote for Trump. And there are a lot of people who are going to vote for Biden. This segment right now is not about Trump and Biden. This is about how Robert De Niro has the guts. I mean, I remember, Schehzad, you shared a video of Robert De Niro before as well.
Yeah, he's been very outspoken about his comments on Donald Trump, even abusive
Right,
to a degree.
right. And I remember when you did share that, I was not too happy with the kind of lingo that he used.
Likewise. I mean, I love Robert De Niro, not as much as Al Pacino, but that's a debate for another time.
Right. And not only he has made that speech, where you can see this video, where you can see that he's actually face to face with the Trump supporters outside the courthouse in New York today. Like anything can happen. He's surrounded by security. There's paparazzi as well. But there is a whole mob of Trump supporters right there that... Now they're calling him a loser and they're calling him a traitor. So...
Let's go. Hey, De Niro's gonna go to jail. That's why he's so worried. When Trump goes to office, he's done. He's finished. His career's already done, and it's gonna be even more done. We're outside. De Niro's a loser. He's a mook. He's a sucker, and that's why he's running away like a punk.
Right. So... Okay, I'm so glad those curse words didn't go through because I was like, I'm gonna, actually censor all this because it is a really, you can see that anything can happen right now.
Yeah, it's very volatile.
It's very volatile, the situation. And I think nobody I know in this country is willing to go out there and speak like this in front of that mob. I at least, if I'm not happy with his choice of words, well, not in this speech, in his previous videos, I didn't agree with his choice of words, but I definitely agree that when you believe in something so firmly, you should have the guts to stand up, even outside the courthouse, and talk. So kudos to you, Robert De Niro, for doing this. You know, that's amazing, to showing people that they should have the guts to talk about and stand up for what they believe in.
Yeah. And where were there any other supporters, like anti-Trump supporters? Because I really don't see any in here. It just seems like security protecting De Niro against these laws.
Yeah, that's about it. He made the speech, and he decided to make the speech outside the courthouse that's not too far away. And Robert De Niro calls him a buffoon. He calls him a clown. I am not too fond of those words because I believe that those words are going to repel a certain kind of people.
Yeah, it's not civil discourse, Leena.
Yeah.
Even whether Robert De Niro said, whether Bob says it, or whether this other fella
What
who's
do
a
you call
Trump
him,
supporter,
Bob?
Bob, that's his nickname. Like, I think Bob is from Robert, or the other way around.
Oh.
As well.
Oh, I
So-
thought maybe you guys were next door neighbors in an earlier life.
no, not in that way.
Next door Bob.
So, I mean, it's just not civil discourse, whether it's him or whether it's the other fella saying that he's done, he's on his way out, he's an old man. I mean, come on, it's not civil discourse, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of how one feels, it's really weird how certain figures in this world throughout history of time can rally a whole bunch of people, be it Trump, be it a prophet, be it Alexander the Great, be it Adolf Hitler, how they can influence for the good or for the bad such a huge group of people and have them, you know, like support them like with a blindfold on, you know, like not even caring about what's real, what's not real. It's just how certain people can get you riled up in a certain thing. I think it also comes down to a sense of community, a sense of belonging as well. Because when you found your niche, you found your people, and you were the quiet type all your life and you were never able to express yourself, I think it kind of gives you a sense of community as well.
I think you're right. But when you were making those comments, the thing that came to my head is that I think there are two types of people: the leaders and the followers. And as much as a leader needs followers, followers need a leader. So it's time and circumstance that defines who is placed as our leader. Sometimes we come across some information and we just decide to follow someone because we like them. Maybe there's one thing we liked and now we are going to like everything that they have to say. Some people start disagreeing with what the other person has got to say, what their leader has to say. But they cannot leave now, because if they leave now, that means they trusted a person they should not have trusted from the very beginning. And it takes a lot of guts to admit to yourself that you made a mistake and you were stupid. So in many of these cults that we have seen around the world, there have been very few who have actually revolted against the system that they became part of in that community. So I do remember, this actually takes me back to this thought, Schehzad. I was thinking about it a couple of days ago. We were listening to that Qawwali, Pad Murshid, that translates. It's a Qawwali, and originally done by Ustad Nusrat Ali Khan Sahab, but this time it's Zuhaib and somebody, Zan and Zuhaib who have done this qawwali. It's beautiful. So when he says Par Murshid, it's actually basically Punjabi, and it means that grab a master or hold on to a teacher. So in all kinds of dimensions, be it spiritual, be it physical, be it intellectual, I think it's basic human need to find a teacher or a mentor. And if you don't find one, you may be lost. So I remember someone giving me an advice once, and I talked about my spiritual turbulence and the physical anxiety that I was feeling as a result of that spiritual turbulence in my life. And she said, she said Par Murshid. She said, find a master, find a teacher who's going to guide you and who you would want to follow. So. But people change. They're sometimes good and their teachings change. Like with Osho, his teachings in the beginning were different.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they changed.
Yeah, absolutely. So either like they cultivate these followers, or at one point maybe they're exposed as a charlatan or as a fraud of any kind. If you think back in the day, while we're at the topic of presidents, if we talk about Richard Nixon and the Watergate scandal as well, which was proven, and he admitted and he resigned, I'd imagine all his followers just kind of were lost. Like who do we follow now? Who do we follow
Right.
now?
So he didn't admit it right away. He just resigned.
Yeah.
The admittance came very later in a Frost interview.
Ah, right. Of course. Hey, your American history. Eh? David Frost, yes, who was a British TV personality.
Yeah.
Yep. What a
Yeah.
great name for a TV political interviewer. Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, think about his followers.
Yeah, it could be just Leena Shah.
I like that. Okay, out on the table. Who are you going to vote for? Drum roll.
So
Sorry, you don't have to say it. I didn't mean to put you on the
No,
spot.
I can. I made the mistake of choosing the Republican Party in the primaries this year.
Ooh, burn Republicans. That's such a big burn, I swear.
Yes, I made the mistake of choosing the Republican Party in the primaries because I was not too happy with Biden. I still am not. But the reason I say it's a mistake is because I do not want to vote for Trump either. So probably I will just stand outside the voting office and say I am not voting today because
Wow.
none of these deserve my vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will you be making a speech?
We can.
Yeah, but in that case, both supporters are going to be after us. It's not just the opposition supporters. Both supporters are going to.
Yeah, the thing is, you cannot do that outside the voting, office on election day. But yeah. Oh my goodness. No, they're just gonna be like, she lost her vote. But it's like, I don't think I have to choose between two evils, and now I am not able to, Actually, I think that's what I would have done, even if I would have, made the mistake of selecting the Democrats in the primaries. I still would not have voted.
But you're the one who says exercise your vote and go and
Yes,
vote.
yes.
You're the biggest professor of this.
Yes, I will say that. But I will also say that there are times when you have to actually just say the truth. And my truth is that I don't want to exercise my vote for either of these. I don't want my vote to count for Trump or for Biden. It's not going to be in my name. It's not going to be on my vote. I'll go and vote for other people, but not for Biden or Trump.
Okay, so maybe let's see who's up in 4 years and then decide then.
I guess we got nothing else to say.
Yes, ma'am.